It's it's MARV, and I'm here with this week's results and review for WWE Monday Night Raw, August 1st, 2016. First, I just want to leave a little disclaimer. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a beanie when it's in the summer. Well, first, it's rather chilly outside. Second, I recently got a haircut, and I kind of have mixed feelings about it, so I'm wearing a beanie. I don't want you guys to roast me. So on to the results of Monday Night Raw. Overall, it was a pretty decent show. I don't know why people were criticizing it. I thought it was a pretty decent show. I liked it. There weren't really any bad spots on it. It wasn't the best Raw. You can't expect to have an amazing show every single week. No, just this. I think this Raw was for building up to SummerSlam, and it definitely did that. It was a pretty good build up for SummerSlam. 8 days after winning the Women's Championship, Sasha Banks opens up the show. I don't think I've seen that before. Women opening up the show for Monday Night Raw. It's pretty impressive. It's nice to see they're finally doing something with the women's division and not treating it like a pile of shit. So that's good. We have really talented women in the women's division. They deserve better. So Sasha came out to a welcoming ovation from the Atlanta crowd, and then Charlotte came out. The two had a standoff. They were exchanging words, and then Chris Jericho came out saying, "Shut it, shut it, shut it." He was calling out Sasha Banks for treating Charlotte with a little disrespect. He couldn't believe Sasha was talking to a queen like Charlotte. And then Enzo Amore came out, and then it was just all confusing for me there. I didn't know what was going on, but I liked it. It was a pretty good segment. And then Enzo and Sasha kind of started hitting on each other, I guess. Enzo kissed Sasha's hand. They were both saying how you doing to each other, and they were just exchanging a lot of words. And finally, Mick Foley came out, general manager of Monday Night Raw, and of course he has to plug his Holy Foley show on the WWE Network. I do believe that's the only reason he got picked as GM, to plug in that damn show every time he's fucking out here. Anyways, he set up a match, Chris Jericho and Charlotte versus Enzo Amore and Sasha Banks. It was a pretty decent mixed tag. We haven't seen a mixed tag team match in a while. It was pretty good seeing that. Something refreshing for the new era. As decent as the match was, Charlotte ended up pinning Sasha Banks, giving Jericho and Charlotte the win. I guess Dana Brooke interfered, so there you have it. In my opinion, it was a really good idea for Charlotte to pin Sasha, because Sasha just won the championship, so she has to look like a strong champion, especially being pinned by Charlotte, the former women's championship. It's kind of making her championship victory look like a fluke. But they still have a lot of weeks left, so hopefully they can build up this rivalry and make sure it's something memorable, something a lot of people are going to enjoy. I'm sure as hell going to enjoy it. Are you going to enjoy it? Hopefully you will. Up next, you have Braun Strowman in another squash match going up against Evan Anderholm. Like I said, squash match. Braun Strowman defeated Evan Anderholm. Squash match, backwards chokeslam. That's it. Up next, we had a segment that really kind of ticked me off a bit because it was really unnecessary. It was boring. It was not funny at all. I'm talking about the Shining Stars versus the Golden Truth. I like R-Truth. I like Goldust. The Shining Stars, their theme has more character than them, so you know my thoughts on them. But this whole Pokemon Go in WWE is really got to stop. I'm tired of seeing Pokemon Go everywhere I go. No pun intended, but seriously, WWE has got to drop this Pokemon Go stuff. Shining Stars ended up picking the win after Goldust was trying to tag R-Truth, but R-Truth was distracted over Pokemon Go. He's a 40-year-old man, he has kids, he has a wife. He's playing Pokemon Go in the middle of a WWE ring. Up next, we had what was a big confrontation between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. Both of them are going to be competing against each other at WWE SummerSlam to determine the inaugural WWE Universal Champion. It was a pretty good segment. Like Michael Cole stated, Finn Balor should have mentioned that Seth Rollins was handed the opportunity. He never actually earned it. Finn Balor, on the other hand, he had to fight 2 matches in one night, one of them being the Fatal 4-Way, the other being against Roman Reigns. So Finn Balor definitely earned a spot. Had he said Seth Rollins never earned your spot, he was just handed it to him. It would have probably built Finn Balor as a valuable contender, maybe make Seth Rollins look a little intimidated by Finn Balor, because Finn Balor's one of the new guys, you gotta make him look strong. Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, you're going to go head to head. You can't just make Seth Rollins look like he was just given it, even though that's completely what happened. Even though I just said Finn Balor should have stated it. The point I'm trying to get across is if Finn Balor pointed it out and it would have made Seth Rollins realize, yes, he was handed the opportunity. He's going to prove himself, give him a match. He did. Seth Rollins versus Sami Zayn. I'll get to that later. Backstage, we had Mark Henry, who was a little angry. He was going to enter the Olympics representing the United States of America. Go Mark. But he was a little upset he was not really given any opportunity. He's a former world champion. He's right. Mark Henry is dominant. He's the world's strongest man. He should be given a chance. Mick Foley, almost a Shane McMahon. Mick Foley agreed to give him a United States Championship match against Rusev later that night. And what happened? Rusev defeated Mark Henry. So after Rusev defeated Mark Henry, Rusev started saying how much Mark Henry is a shame to the United States, how he is representing. He said the Olympics are rigged because the US is winning so many medals. You're just jealous. You're not like us. And then Roman Reigns came out of everyone in the locker room. Roman Reigns came out. It was unpredictable. I really did not see Roman Reigns come out. I thought he was like, he was one of those main event guys. No, he was going after a mid-card title, and that's good. A former world champion go after a United States championship. That makes the US championship look like a valuable title. You know, something everyone wants. So I would assume Roman Reigns is not going to feud with Rusev over the US title. Roman Reigns is probably going to win it at SummerSlam. Who knows? But if that happens, he'll be only the second Shield member to be a Triple Crown winner. I'm sorry, there's a huge truck outside. It'll be only the second Shield member to be a Triple Crown winner. The first one being Seth Rollins. Up next, we have something for some reason happening. Darren Young versus Titus O'Neil. And they were former tag team partners. I guess Titus O'Neil is kind of turning heel now. He's saying, when was Darren Young ever great? Anyways, Titus O'Neil ended up defeating Darren Young after the roll-up. He was grabbing his tights. Yeah, so I guess Titus O'Neil is turning Titus O'Heel. Backstage, Bob Backlund ended up confronting Titus O'Neil over the cheap win. And then Titus O'Neil got mad. He said he would beat his old ass up. Darren Young ended up sucker punching Titus O'Neil. I guess they're starting a feud now. Welcome to the pre-show, Darren Young. Or worse, they're going to feud on WWE Superstars. Who knows? Up next, another squash match. Nia Jax versus Ariel Monroe. Leslie Jones. I did not know Leslie Jones was a wrestler. And before people were triggered. So yeah, Nia Jax are squashed. Ariel Monroe making Nia Jax look like a huge monster. So I guess we're going to have Braun Strowman and Nia Jax face each other at WWE SummerSlam. Up next, we have a non-title tag team match. We have the New Day versus Gallows and Anderson. So before the match started, the New Day played this little game. Whoever pulled out the banana was banned from ringside. Xavier Woods ended up pulling out the banana, and Big E and Kofi had oranges, and you know, banana, you have two oranges and the banana. I couldn't believe what I was watching. I'm like, oh my gosh, there are kids watching this, and you're talking about bananas and two oranges? My gosh. But anyways, the New Day ended up defeating Gallows and Anderson, and then after the match, Gallows and Anderson completely obliterated the New Day. They just completely assaulted them. Rest in peace, the New Day, and rest in peace, Little E. You know, because Gallows and Anderson made Big E's nuggets hit the ring post. And ouch, if you're a man, you know damn well that hurts like hell. I would know. Up next, we have Cesaro versus Sheamus. They both confronted each other backstage in front of Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon. Mick Foley said whoever wins the match will definitely get a future world championship. Cesaro ended up winning the match. Yeah, Cesaro ended up winning the match. Therefore, he gets a future world championship, I guess. That's really all that happened. Cesaro deserves better, but that's really all that happened. Up next, we have probably the shortest ever faction to not only unite, but to split up. 2MB, that's right, Jinder Mahal came back. The one and only Jinder Mahal. Remember Jinder Mahal, Drew McIntyre, Heath Slater, 3MB? Well, Drew McIntyre is going to WCPW. But anyways, Jinder Mahal came back with Heath Slater to both form 2MB. Then Mick Foley came out. He said there's only one spot left. There's only one contract left for WWE Monday Night Raw. He said whoever wins the match between Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater gets that contract. Heath Slater said they're brothers, not going to fight each other. Well, Jinder Mahal did not think the same thing. He told the referee to ring the bell. Then out of nowhere, he kicked Heath Slater, pinned him. 1, 2, 3. Jinder Mahal wins. Heath Slater is still a free agent. And like I said, 2MBs, not only did they unite, but they split up on the same night. So earlier in the video, I said how Seth Rollins was going to prove himself, how he's a valuable contender for that World Championship. Well, he did it right here. He defeated Sami Zayn in what was a pretty good match, pretty decent match, very stellar match. I liked it. Seth Rollins, Sami Zayn, two of the best in WWE right now. Seth Rollins defeated Sami Zayn after hitting the pedigree. Sami Zayn missed with the Helluva Kick. Seth Rollins capitalized. Pedigree. Seth Rollins wins. Why was that not the main event? Why the hell not? Well, technically that was the main event. It was the last match of the show. So. And finally, the final segment of the show. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman. And this segment is what really took a shit on the brands. And I'll get to that in a bit. So Paul Heyman cut a great promo. He definitely knows how to use a microphone. I can watch him talk for days. I can listen to his promo for days. I absolutely love his promos. His promos are great. And then at the end, Randy Orton came out of nowhere and just RKO'd Brock Lesnar out of nowhere. Like the t-shirt says. But Randy Orton is on SmackDown. Why is he on Raw? Is the brand split not a thing anymore? Are they doing the same thing they did at WrestleMania 32 when Shane McMahon was not supposed to run Raw? Are they just completely confusing us? Yes, they are, because they expect us to know everything. WWE at its finest. And that's it, guys. That's it for Monday Night Raw. What do you guys think of the show? Tell me in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed my video. Any support such as liking, sharing, or subscribing is greatly appreciated. You can follow me on Twitter here. That's also my Instagram username. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.